Hello and welcome to In Conversation with the one-hour mentor, Anaggh Desai. Anaggh Desai has been a suit for 30 years before he turned mentor, coach and founder of the One-Hour Mentor and OnePlus99 Experience Consulting. You can learn more about him across social media platforms as @Anaggh. This is a casual conversation with professionals from various fields. We ask them about their life journey and attempt to gather lessons from their triumphs and failures. This recorded show is accessible on YouTube and other platforms. So let's begin our conversation with the one-hour mentor, Anaggh Desai.
And our guest today is Samir Saraiya, an old media hand who was with Midday eons ago when the dot-com bust happened. And then subsequently Times, Yahoo, Microsoft, and he's been all around. Likes to party. And of course, now talking adult things to kids. So let's see what adult things are being spoken about. Welcome to the show, Samir. Samir, when I said your name, and in fact, I found out an old photograph also of our social media week.
Okay.
And when I put that on Twitter, and everybody was like, what do you mean the first sex website of India? I said, that's personal. And everybody's question to me was, what do you mean that's personal to you? You got to share it. I said, no, that's personal.
Correct.
So, finally, I told them that the name is that's personal. It has nothing to do with personally me. And it seems that a lot of learned, educated folks have absolutely no clue about it.
Okay.
And one was obviously, I mean, not that I have millions of people going to listen or something, but a small effort, to meet and teach the youngsters about entrepreneurship, about how, the corporate world who used to fly the business class and then suddenly had to beg, borrow, buy, steal kind of a thing. So I said, let's get Samir to have a casual chat on this and share that, okay, it's not taboo to talk about sex any longer. And if you have mainline films talking about gay relationships, then obviously people should start buying more from your...
Great. Anaggh, thanks. And let me also share the story of how I started this and what went into my mind. So, prior to this venture, I was working with Microsoft, and before Microsoft, I worked with Yahoo, and I was in the internet and mobile industry. My last job was based in Singapore with Microsoft, and at that point of time, I kind of felt that e-commerce was growing exponentially in the world. USA had some great numbers, China was overtaking, India had more or less started. You had the Snapdeals, you had the Flipkarts, you had a bunch of sites. And when I felt it was, this is quite revolutionary, like how the mobile phone revolution was.
Right.
I think and say that what can I do in this sector as an entrepreneur? And every time I thought of something, whether it was shirt, pants, socks, furniture, shoes, electronics, I realized that there were a dozen or more websites which were already live.
Right.
And I felt I had missed the bus.
Okay.
Being based in Singapore. And then one fine day, I was like on my own and I was trying to think and say that, why do consumers buy online? And I said the first reason consumers buy online is because they want convenience. And it's very difficult to beat a Amazon or a Flipkart at the game of convenience. The second reason why consumers buy online is because they want the best price. And it makes a lot of sense for manufacturers or service providers to transact directly with end users on a platform and give each other the best deal. Cut out everyone in the middle, and that's Go Airlines for you, or that's Taj Hotels for you, and any of these direct-to-consumer sites. The third reason that came to my mind why consumers buy online is because of choice. There's just more choice available online than in your physical world. And I give this example that recently I wanted to buy something known as ice trays.
Okay.
And I went to Amazon and I was just amazed at the number of ice trays available to that physical shop, which I would have normally gone.
Absolutely.
Then I was trying to think of another reason. And I came up with one more reason. And that one reason went something like this, that consumers will buy online because they don't want to buy offline.
Okay.
And that was the whole thing around the whole privacy aspect, saying that there are many people in India, including me when I was living in India, who are uncomfortable at buying certain products at physical retail. And
Okay.
e-commerce came as a solution where people could buy from wherever they are, from their mobile phones, just turn your back, few clicks. And I said, I'm going to innovate on the whole delivery side. That is, when the time it leaves the warehouse till the time it reaches the consumer, nobody should know what's inside that package. And then we went even further. That's another story I'll tell you in terms of how we innovated even further on this. And we got the Startup of the Year award in terms of most innovative Startup of the Year award in 2015 by E&Y. But the logic was that, we looked at it from that perspective in terms of trying to look at what can an e-commerce model do. And it kind of ended up in this. The first call I made was to my legal person, who was also the Yahoo legal guy, who was also the Internet and Mobile Association person. I said that nobody's ever done this kind of a category before in India.
Okay.
Do you think it's possible? Do you think, means like, what are these laws and so on and so forth? So after a week or so, he came back to me with 2 points. One is, he said, it is possible. Some products are possible, some products are not possible.
Okay.
So if you're willing to do the products which are possible, then I will invest in your company. I will sit on your board of directors, and I will handle all legal issues that may come your way. And I
brilliant.
red carpet to him saying, Lakesh, please join me, because that is one part which I definitely need help, support, and guidance on.
Totally.
So, not that I started with this great idea thinking that we are listening. It just terminated into this idea from the logic of why do consumers buy online?
Oh, lovely, lovely. And now it has been what, 5 years, 6 years?
No, we've completed 7 years now. We've completed 7 years. We launched in January 2013. In January 2020, 7 years up, and we're going on to our 8th year.
So now it's a business. It is no longer e-commerce for you.
No, it is a business in the sense that it has been a profitable business, thank God, to the world from 2017 onwards. So 2017 onwards, we are a profit-making company paying minimum alternate tax and so on and so forth.
Right.
It employs a fair number of people. It's growing. And we're looking at it saying that, what else can we do in terms of growing the overall market size? If you look at the numbers today in India, I mean, one of the reasons why I also looked at this opportunity and those entrepreneurs who are listening is that I felt that, in Singapore, when I was there in the year 2012, there was 26 online portals selling adult products to a market of 5 million Singaporeans. And I said, how wrong can you go by launching the first in India with a population of 1 billion? And when we did those numbers, we felt that the only way is up. And therefore, it's worth taking that chance, worth taking that punt, worth losing the business class travel, as you mentioned earlier in the conversation, and trying to do something. And sure, it was not an easy task. I think the biggest challenge I had was, how do I deal with society? How do I tell my family? How do I tell my friends?
Right.
And I knew that challenge. I was very, very scared during a few months when I was still in stealth mode, and I remember pressing the button to go live. And another quick story on that was that my wife she comes from a Gujarati Jain family.
Not bad.
Non-veg, no alcohol, no, do things, everything in a very clear matter. And I was very, very worried in terms of how would that family take it, that I've launched something completely bizarre and something that no one's done, and which is a fair taboo matter. So after I had launched, and I was pretty much all over the news, over PR and so on and so forth, and my wife tells me that, listen, we have to go for a family function this Sunday. And I said, no way. I said, there's no way I can come. I want to hide my face. I'm not going to meet your family. So her mother called me up and said that, no, Samir, please come, and no one will say anything. If anybody says anything, I will protect you. And when I went for that great family function, I was surprised that everyone from age 18 to 80 had visited the site and were coming to me with ideas saying that, Samir, on your lubricants, no, you should say that the vegetarian ingredients. Then
Correct.
people in class can also buy.
Correct. See, now that is exactly what I'm saying. Jain Guju के अब कर लिया है दामाद ने, तो फिर अभी इसको तो बढ़ाना ही पड़ेगा सेल, तो otherwise he will not break even.
Yeah, so it was there were certain things that, yes, what you're really, really scared about, and things suddenly turn out to be a much more easier to deal with.
Easier to deal with. So I think in the last 3 or 4 days, I saw one poster or something coming to me via the University of WhatsApp and other things, where they said during COVID, Bombay ordered the highest number of condoms, and Calcutta ordered the highest number of pregnancy tests, and Bangalore ordered something, third thing as the highest or something, and which may be fair enough. I don't know whether they took it from one store or it was just a guess to keep people happy and laughing during that period. But what has been your COVID-19 experience?
So the COVID-19 experience has been mixed, to be honest with you.
Because the government doesn't consider you as essential, right?
Unfortunately, they don't consider us as essential. And the thing is that prior to the lockdown, we had a very, very strong increase in the number of users, the number of odd products, the number of orders, and things were going very well. And what you rightly mentioned is not specifically an India-specific thing. When we look worldwide, there are shops open, where there are e-commerce running. This is a category that is selling out faster than many other products. People are at home. People want to, try out new products, experience new products, try to go through their day without getting bored. And this kind of mixes well with the overall psyche. But unfortunately, on the 20th of March, the Maharashtra government started their lockdown, which was then continued by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, then extended by the Honorable Prime Minister of India. And today, unfortunately, we're not able to deliver the products.
Right.
However, we've been able to do two things. We've been able to get our consumers to buy online and prepay and get what we call as the coronavirus special offer price. We will then deliver those as soon as the lockdown ends. The other thing that we were able to do successfully is that we not only sell directly on our own site, but we also sell via the Amazons, the Flipkarts, the Snapdeals, and the two pharmacies that we sell through are PharmEasy as well as NetMeds.
Okay.
So we've informed our consumers that if you need immediate delivery, please buy from our partners, and they can deliver to you, in the shortest possible time frame. So not all is lost, but yes, it's been a long period where we've been able to not continue the business the way we want to, but at least we've been able to get some orders at a good price to the consumers.
So it's not been the US toilet roll story, yes, for you.
No, it's not gone ballistic, but the thing is that, yes, there is a lot of interest and there's a lot of people. And I also kind of understand with them, because we have calls and customer service, we have messages, we understand people saying, yes, the interest levels are much higher, the talk times are much higher, the engagement factors are much higher. And we feel that, probably this industry, even going forward, if people are kind of a lot more careful in terms of going out in other forms of entertainment, we will demand for this category of products, both from couples as well as singles who are staying at home.
So from a business perspective, right now, I don't think you are the only one selling the adult products, right? There were those one or two small ones, but which sort of petered out.
So over a period of our 7-year journey, there have been many sites that have come up and gone, come up and gone, come up and gone. Not too many have actually stayed the whole journey. But we do see some amount of competition, definitely. But we still feel that the kind of level and scale and the product portfolio we have nobody else has. And that's, in fact, one of the big advantages we got with our first mover advantage was to quickly sign up the world's top brands as exclusive India distributors. The timing was good because a lot of those international companies have been looking at India for a long time and trying to figure out how to enter the market. We were the first ones out there to say, hi, we can help you and let's sign a deal. And we're very lucky that they stuck with us. And today we have 32 international brands that we represent in the country.
Oh, wow. But this representation is primarily online, right?
So we do all formats. I mean, the agreement is for both online and offline. We do sell a little bit offline. We are available in physical pharmacies. If you go to pharmacies like Wellness Forever, you will see our products there. But yes, our DNA is more on the online world.
Online space, right.
But as I said, we work with a multitude of marketplaces. We power their sexual wellness section. And that's how we're looking at, growing the market and Indians to experience these products.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I still remember the last time we were on a panel and you had mentioned that the experimentation seems to keep coming more from the category B and C towns.
So yeah, we
that particular year or something, you said that the sudden spurt of growth was from smaller places. You mentioned Indore, Cochin. I think Coimbatore was another one.
Yes.
Weird names which one would not really expect coming up.
So it's like this, when, and this is again for entrepreneurs, when people used to ask me prior to launching this category, where's your market? Is your market going to be the metro cities? Is the market going to be the small towns? And when I was with a group of people, there was always this debate because some people said, no, the metro cities. Some people said, no, the smaller towns need more entertainment. They need money. They don't have avenues. People used to ask me in terms of, what's the age group profile? You think it'll be the younger generation, but they don't have the money? Will it be this 40 and above who have the money and are bored in their marriages? A lot of debates happened around this. And over a period of time, we've got the answers. But I want to tell the entrepreneurs who are listening to it, you do not need to have all the answers when you start. You need to have a gut feel, you need to have belief, you need to have passion. And you don't know which side is going to be right, but you take that chance and you go forward. And then over a period of time, yes, you'll learn the business and you'll get expertise. So we used to keep coming out. In fact, we are on our way. In fact, we're in April 2020, and probably by the next month, we will be launching our 4th edition of our research report. And the report covers how Indians are buying and consuming these products. And we sort of accumulated the data. We start with, the top states, the top cities, the tier 2 cities, the tier 3 cities, what men buy, what women buy, what groups buy. And we also go down to some things unique that we find with certain PIN codes, like what are the Punjabi women doing, or why do adult games sell so well in Gujarat? Or why do the Bengalis have so much of edibles compared to the normal? So it's a very interesting report to really learn for us, also to understand how Indians are doing and, how do we target them and, what's different. Because India, in a way, is like Europe with different kinds of regions.
Yeah.
And, we need to learn this. I'm happy to share this with a lot of people who would.
Of course. Maybe once your report is ready for release, we can do a special live seminar with getting telling people in advance to come and ask.
Sure. Why not? Yeah.
Because that would be something which I'm sure everybody would wants to know but don't know where to know from.
We're happy. We will let you know the date when we are ready. We're in the finalization touches.
Brilliant. A quick question. I mean, your background has been media, marketing, branding, online, offline. You've been everywhere, sort of. Because I think the first time we met, I think you were at Midday.
That's right.
And then I shifted, you shifted, and it's been a long journey. Now, a quick question as to amongst your current channels of distribution, why is Oyo not a channel of distribution?
Oyo. So there are a few of these that we want to do, but there's also some pushback from certain sectors. So, for example, we did approach Taj hotels and say that, why don't we look at when you do honeymoon suites and honeymoon things? But I think not everyone is as open. So there are some prudish people there. We respect them. We absolutely respect them. But
Which
we're
is
also looking at doing deals with, companies that say like Stay Uncle and things which are a little bit more focused and flexible on these fronts.
So which is
But
why I said use the name Oyo, because one, obviously they have this Delhi, Bombay, and all this in fact in Ahmedabad, I mean specifically hotels dedicated to saying that Ahmedabad license will be okay and we welcome couples and with no problems and all that. So I think you should have a catalog or a kind of a thing there. Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I think there's a lot that we need to do which we've not done. But yes, slow and steady, we hope to do these things. And again, would love some of your ideas and contributions and guidance on that. Yeah.
Sure, sounds interesting. I think this is something where I will try and do my knowledge spread to saying that adult toys should be available in Oyo kind of.
So yeah, in fact, it's interesting because the city of Goa and
Right.
Panaji and things like that, there are a lot of sales.
Well,
And there are
correct.
a lot of sales that happen there. There are people who buy from their house and ask for delivery at Sidade, they go a hotel or this place or that.
Absolutely.
We have a Wellness Forever branch in Panaji, which does very well. So there are certain things that we are looking at doing and trying to catch the audience where they're most comfortable to receive the products.
Yep. So that comfort you should target at least 12 or 14 metro stations of different cities.
Yeah. So we have done something very unique. I think we were the first e-com company, which I mentioned earlier, that got the most innovative startup of the year award.
Right.
And when I said that, we wanted to lay our DNA on the whole concept and pillar of privacy.
Okay.
So we said that, not only when people order the products online, we're going to take as minimum data as we require. We don't want you to fill up too much. We don't care what your date of birth is. We don't care what, XYZ is. All we need to know is where do we send the product? That's all we want to know. Absolutely. And if something goes wrong, just give us an email ID and a mobile number so that we can connect back. But then we were quite amazed that there were a lot of feedback from consumers telling us that we want your products, but we can't have your products coming to our office or residence.
Right.
Okay, office is understandable. But when we look at the number of people in these three groups, they are huge. The first set is people who are sexually active, unmarried, and still living with their parents. And you can look at the people from, let's say, 18 to 30 or 35, maybe living with their parents, are sexually active and probably don't want those products home, especially women. The second set of people were the parents who said, now my child is 6 and 7 and 8 years old, and my child opens every e-com parcel that comes in this house, and therefore we want to be a little careful and don't have the package coming when both of us are not at home. And the third set of the general kind of the joint families where the children have staying with their parents now have their own children, and everyone's together and it kind of becomes awkward. So listening to that, we kind of went back to the whole whiteboard and we worked on the solution, which is a very PIN code based system where you prepay online and then you put in your PIN code and we will give you all the partner courier offices either close to your PIN code or far from your PIN code, but within the city.
Right.
And you can get the product delivered there and you can do a self pickup. You can go yourself or send anyone. It's a unique code that goes to your mobile phone. You have to give any government ID like a standard process and collect it. And we were quite amazed that almost 17% of our orders came from this unique service.
Oh, beautiful.
So there's a lot of, we need to always look at Indian sensibilities, tradition, culture, and try and solve that problem. Try and solve that problem of that, how do you kind of fit in with the way people want it. Yeah.
Shankar Chacha देखे बिगर मैं कैसे घर लाऊं?
Yeah. I don't know whether you've seen, the movie that Lipstick Under My Burqa, but that's the kind of audience we're talking about.
Yes, yes, yes.
And one has to understand that audience, and they have their own challenges of how to get e-commerce products, especially this category of products.
That's very, very interesting. So, one can one say that you are in the business of busting stress?
Yes, one can look at that as also. That's one of the things that the category does do.
Yeah.
We
So,
because we are in the business of giving people happiness,
yes,
more happiness than normal. We're in the business. I mean, there's a whole CSR side to it. In fact, that will be out in our research report, where one of the things that we've asked our consumer base and things is that there are a lot of single men and women,
right.
and what we find is that the single men and women who are using sexual products, not necessarily ours, but any of these pleasure products, their confidence level in society is so much higher. And they give me many reasons why they are single. It's not because of choice always, but sometimes it is for certain reasons that they are single and so on and so forth. And, these products kind of help them maintain something known as sexual well being. So there is the great sexologist, Dr. Mahendra Vatsa,
Yep.
which most people might have heard of or at least know. And Mr. Mahendra Vatsa is very prominent on this, saying that Indian society needs something known as wellness.
Right.
And sexual wellness is a part of overall wellness. And one should not look down on people's sexual wellness capabilities and, happiness and so on and so forth. So there is not only that is also another angle to it. Yeah.
No, which is what I wanted to come to, because hasn't maybe a Balaji or somebody coming knock on your door and saying that, okay, we are increasing your sales thanks to the web series which we show and all that. I don't know. I mean,
No, they don't come knocking on our door, but there's been a lot of. So there are two sets. I mean, we've also had a lot of growth because of the last stories of the world and so on and so forth.
okay.
And we've also partnered with Bollywood for certain movies, which is, I've forgotten, Cage 3, Kya Ko Hai, whatever, which is one of these double meaning comedies and so on and so forth. And we do that on and off. We do that on and off. The proposal is good. We're very happy to do that. And we are amazed at what power and influence these movies have on people.
Right. Which is why I asked you about these web series, because apparently,
Sacred,
this old Balaji, and there are a couple of other Chunio, Punio, some name.
yeah.
They are actually, I mean, just churning out this sex series, not even a web series. And I don't know, I mean, data consumption is shooting through the roof.
Yes.
And the second part is on a little safer side, you have probably whatever you call as what 4 shots abhi or 4 shots baad mein, something that, no? 4 shots please. Sorry, my daughter just told me. So I was just wondering as to that seems to be the right audience. I mean, people who watch that is your audience.
Yeah.
And that's how the question came about, that there will be no direct way of interpreting unless you run a poll which says that after watching Balaji, are you buying my product, kind of a thing. So,
No, we can clearly see the increase in traffic. We can see the increase in orders. We understand that these mediums and play a huge influence on people. And people are not only the prepare, but people are a lot more comfortable talking about them and saying that, by the way, yes, I have bought something, and so on which side? Well, that's personal. Go and see it. So yes, it definitely does play a great role in terms of building new audiences there.
but maybe your SEO and SEM is what is
Yeah, I mean, that is very clear. I mean, that is very important. But we also do a lot of things around the whole, whatever, whether digital marketing. We've done tons of PR, and we have got one of the highest repeat user rates probably in the industry. And we do a lot of things in terms of product education, user experience on our website, because we totally understand that it's unlike the West, where you kind of can go to a physical store in that mall.
Correct.
Some between 18 and 21, at some point of time, you've gone in and just seen what the products are. But
Right.
here we don't have any physical stores. And even if someone wants to buy something, it's quite confusing for many first-time buyers. You want to buy a lubricant? Well, we have 51 varieties of lubricants. I mean, which one is right for you? So then we have a lot of things around, buying guides and, suggestions, recommendations, product ratings, and so on and so forth. And all that in a way has to be built for that smart screen, right? We're not even
Right.
talking about a full laptop. We're talking about 85% of our traffic comes from mobile phones. So to be able to then delve into that, and we've also gone into languages. So for our top products, if one wants to see the explanation in Hindi or wants to see the explanation in Tamil or Telugu or whatever,
Okay.
you can click on that PDF file and you get it. So there's a lot of interesting things that we've done as a company, trying to cater to different segments of the audience, and try and give them their comfort the way they want it, whether it's the language they want it in, whether it's the screen that they are on, and give them the comfort that these products are are worth a try. Yeah.
So, what is the boss man's stress buster drink pre and post 7 p.m.?
Me?
Yeah, pre and post, because if somebody were to walk into your office and it's a stressful day, that lots of orders and no deliveries or vice versa or something.
Okay,
So how do you beat the stress?
so the office doesn't really have a bar.
Okay.
We kind of have a little bit of sanctity in the office. We kind of respect that.
Sure.
But on a personal level, I love Scotch with Coke.
Okay.
I drink single malts with Coke. I drink Blue Label with Coke, and I feel Coke enhances Scotch.
Okay.
So that's me, and not everyone buys my my taste.
No. I would say nobody buys your logic. So once this COVID is over, I will probably invite you as a guest on our Scotch and Coffee Club,
Sure,
where
sure.
every alternate month, 20 of us gather to drink a different label of Scotch
I'll
cigarette.
be happy to bring a label and contribute. Yeah.
And,
For the evening.
this would be very exciting for the rest 14, 15, 20 people to.
So I hope they don't murder me. You think, how can you do this to Scotch? Because a lot of people have that issue.
Issue.
But personally, I really like it. I mean, I really, really enjoy the taste, and that's what I am. Yeah.
And coffee or tea?
Coffee for sure, and multiple cups a day. Definitely one in the morning, and definitely one when I reach office. The others are sometimes because of boredom. Because of boredom, I have coffee.
So
Or
this
we are at a meeting, it's just traditional. Okay, let's have a coffee.
Okay, so your coffee is what? You're a coffee drinker or a snob coffee drinker or a connoisseur coffee drinker?
No, I'm a very simple coffee drinker. I have no high-tech requirements in terms of styles of coffee. I have one single requirement, is that I don't want any malai. That's the only requirement I have.
Brilliant.
And
I think
I hope that is acceptable to most people.
Yeah. I think that's the way to drink a coffee. Absolutely. Vada pav or pani puri?
Pani puri. Pani puri for sure. That's also partly because the wife is Gujarati and Jain. So there is pani puri made in the house. Yes. And not that I'm a big fan of it, but yes, pani puri definitely over a vada pav.
If given an option out of the two, that sounds safe.
Yeah. And I just have it more often. Yeah.
Okay, Samir. Thank you so very much. And I'm sure once we do this, we'll share with you when we are, releasing it, and do our bit of digital to get more and more people. And based on what we gather, you and some other unique entrepreneur, we would welcome you back for a live show where the youngsters would like to ask you direct questions. And
Sure. My pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation, and look forward to that. Yeah.
Bye, Samir.
Right.
If you like this episode, like, share, and subscribe to the 1 Hour Mentor, Anaggh Desai.